This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Brandon Andrus Green.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast Live. Most home service companies are built to repair houses. Today's guest built one that also helps restore hope. Mike Guillen is the owner of Hope Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. The company also supports Day of Hope, which brings churches, businesses, volunteers, and practical help directly into the community. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Mike Guillen. Mike, how's it going?
Going awesome. It's a beautiful day and thankful for heat, right? But more importantly, man, I'm so thankful for air conditioning and whoever came up with it.
No joke, no joke. And so I'm excited to learn all about you and your journey and your business and your nonprofit. How did which one started first?
We actually started them at the same time. So the purpose when we went to go start a business to do heating and air, we knew that we wanted to be able to give back. Initially, it was like, well, like, do we say this business is for God and we're going to give, 20% to the church? And as we really started talking about that, for me, as I prayed about it, it really came to me as like giving money for me felt easy. Not that money is, just abundant, but giving money is easier than giving time. And I feel like time is truly the most precious gift that we have. And so as we kind of prayed about it and we talked about it, it's like, okay, like, let's not just give money out. Let's go out and love people. And how do we do that? And that's with time and energy, face to face, praying with people, connecting with people. So essentially, they really, the goal was to start them at the exact same time.
I know previously you said the business exists to build disciples. What does that look like inside the company?
Well, it starts off for us, every Tuesday morning, we actually have a company meeting where we all get together and, we start with prayer and we're having testimonies and we're sharing the word and, we're really taking the time to get really deep on things. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, we used to work at a previous company and we had morning meetings, but we were always talking about, you know, what could we be doing and what do we do wrong or what customer gave us praise. And one thing that I really noticed is that we have expectations of every employee, and we expect people to be able to come in and absolutely give their best. But how can people do that if at home they're struggling with porn or an affair or someone in their family's passed away or they're struggling with drugs and alcohol? I mean, like, there's so many different things that we all hurt over. And if we're not spending time really pouring into each other, making sure that we're as whole and healthy as possible, then I cannot expect that when you call in and say, hey, my unit's not working, that the lady on the other end of the line, like, truly has empathy, right? Because she is as whole and healthy as possible, that she's able to serve in the best of ways. And so we're really trying to get very deep emotionally, know where people are, because there are sometimes in business where we're like, oh man, Joe, gosh, he's always late and, he's not doing a good job or, whatever's happening. And we're so focused on what he's doing or not doing. And we're not often asking the question, but why is that happening? And so we want to take the time to love people, meet them where they're at, and we can have more empathy. It's like, oh man, like, Joe's always late. Well, Joe keeps having to go take care of his grandma, and he's trying to stop by in the morning to help. Like, okay, like, man, Joe's a good dude. Like, I appreciate that has so much on his plate, right? And that he's willing to love and serve people. And I can give a little grace to go, you know what, like, maybe I can pick up the slack for Joe, right? Instead of just being like, oh, Joe's late, right? And so that's kind of one part of it. The other part, which we're starting it up again in September, is we have, I think, 16 of us that we are reading the Bible all the way through. It starts September, goes to May, and we read the whole Bible in 9 months. It's extremely deep. There's a lot to read. But the program, I would say, is called 315, based on Genesis 3:15. And so again, like, spiritually, you know, the word is food, right? Like, and I'm only going to do well if I am fed properly. I think a lot of us are good at eating junk food, Same thing goes for relationships. We have junk food relationships. We have junk food on how to read scripture. And so we're just trying to be, again, we're not perfect, but we want to be intentional and be as whole as possible. And so that's kind of one situation. And the other part is like teaching the guys how to pray, or like giving them opportunity to pray. I had one of my guys call 2 weeks ago, Marquise, and he's like, "Hey, Mike," he's like, "Hey, I have this customer, and like, and they're not doing great financially. They could use some help." And I told him, I was like, "Hey, look, like, you can give him the $87 service call for free, if he'll let you pray for him." And Marquise, I still can hear it in his voice. He's like, "Oh, Mike, man, like, why you do that to me?" And I was like, "Hey, you don't have to do it." I said, "But you have an opportunity. If you want to be able to help and bless them, you can bless them financially and you can bless them spiritually." And he's like, "Okay," So he calls me back the next day. He's like, "Dude, it was awesome." He's like, "The guy totally broke," because there's so many people, and you hear all the time, "Oh man, like, I'll pray for you." Like, we all say it. "Oh yeah, I'll pray for you." Like, why are we not doing it then? Like, why not take the moment in that space to actually pray for people? Because we all have good intentions and we say that we'll pray. I mean, I forget all the time, if I just say I'm going to do it. So I'm working on seize the moment. If we're going to pray for somebody, now's the time. So that's kind of what our discipleship looks like.
And I can imagine from a business owner's perspective, for some of our listeners out there, they're thinking, man, that sure sounds great. I'm having a hard enough time keeping the doors open, staying on top of everything. How in the world can I afford to pay my employees to sit around of a morning while I read the Bible to them and pray for them? And how is that actually working out long term for you guys?
I mean, you're right. It is expensive. I mean, we, of course, everything that we do, we pay guys to come to the trainings and all the Bible studies. And we're also telling the guys. So typically, most service techs could run 5, 6, maybe 7 calls a day, depending on how quick they can get through them. And we're constantly saying to them, guys, like, if you can only run 3 today, maybe even 4, that is enough. I believe that spending time with somebody, like, we'll go to someone's house, and maybe what they really needed today was to talk to somebody, to be heard, right? We have a lot of elderly people who feel lonely, and are struggling and going through things. And if they just walk in the door and they sell them what they sell them and they fix what they need to fix and they walk out and they didn't take the time to connect with people, I feel like we're robbing people, because, again, gift is the best, or time is the best gift that we have. And so spending time with people and loving them, we don't spend any money on advertisings, on billboards, on anything else, right? And so if people look at investing because they want to get a return on their money, well, many people are investing in many ways to market. Well, I'm investing in people, and I'm willing to invest our time and love people. And I'm not just giving them time because I know and hope that they're going to call us back and we're going to get business out of it. We're doing it because I genuinely care for them. I care for my employees and I care for the homeowner that we're going to go see. And I think that there is more fruit, there's more growth and more good things that get to happen from like real human interaction, when we can say, "Hey, look, like, I'm having a bad day and this is why." And it's like, and we can share the hard times that we've been through, instead of pretending that everything's always great, everything's awesome, we're all so happy. And when we meet people, we're like, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good," right? Everyone just we're so quick to just pretend to put a smile on, right? And we're trying to teach our guys the opposite. Like, you know what, like, people are having a hard day and maybe you are too. I think it's important that you can share that you're, and be vulnerable and be honest with people. It gives them permission to do the same. Because of doing those things, our heart again is to love people. On the flip side, our business continues to grow exponentially. I mean, Lisa was asking me this morning, she's like, "Mike," she's like, "you keep trying to schedule off in the afternoons to sit and do some business stuff." And she's like, "You're not doing it." And I was like, "I know. There are so many customers to serve. I mean, like, our phones ring all the time." The fact is, I don't care what business you're in. And even if you're the homeowner, all of us need services and we need help. And we're all scared that someone's going to take advantage of us, right? They're not going to do what they said. They're going to overcharge us, because we've all experienced things like that before. And so when you get to really care for people and you really love them and they know that you're genuine and that you're going to always try and do what's right for them, then it kind of takes that fear away. And because of that, all of a sudden, like, we are doing more business for people because they know that they can trust us, right? Because we're going to earn that trust. A lot of people say, oh, well, like, you can trust me. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like, well, how are you showing people that you're trustworthy? And so for us, I'm going to give you my time for free, right? Like, I'm willing to invest into you and charge you nothing. And like, instead of coming out on everything, be like, oh, I got to charge for every little thing. It's like, no, man, like, just take care of people. Like, I believe whatever you give comes back. And if you're giving and giving and giving to people, like, God will continue to bless you.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Chick-fil-A model in the sense that I'm sure a lot of restaurants, fast food places feel like they can't sacrifice one day a week because they need as much money as possible.
Right.
Yet Chick-fil-A takes off on Sundays and their business is going well for them.
That's right. Yep. And same for us. I mean, we don't work weekends. I mean, very rarely for emergencies. And we're trying not to work at night times. Like, I've worked and all of our guys, I mean, we've all worked. Any business will let you work as much as possible, right? I mean, like, they will take and take and take. And I understand it because there's a need and there's an opportunity to make money. But I want my guys to go home and be a dad and to be a husband and to not come home and have nothing left to give, and I went through that myself, and I see it constantly in relationships, and same for wives can do the same thing at work. And so sometimes we pour so much into what we're doing and it kind of becomes who we are that when we're home we're not present, right? Like, we're tired, we're emotionally drained, and I care more about them being an amazing father than I care about them running a call for me. And because their marriage is important, like, if they start having a bad marriage and falling apart, how good of an employee they're going to be? They're not, And so again, it's really people focused first. And again, the money will come, the business is there. We're so thankful for it. But we're also very generous with our money. I mean, like, it's not mine. I mean, that's how I look at it. It's not my business. It's not my money. We want to give it away. We want to help people. We want to love the community. I know we all have bills to pay, but I don't. I've lived a previous life where I made a lot of money, and it didn't make me any happier. And I had all kinds of cars and stuff and things, and it just was that. Like, it never filled the void. And so I'm going through a new season of my life, which a lot of our guys are, and it's like, we would rather give things away and love people and help people than to just have physical more things. And it also helps us to be more dependent because when we all have a lot of money, we don't really have to depend on God very much because it's like, I can do it myself. And I think, just personally, for me in America, that's kind of how we are. I mean, most anybody could walk out today and buy anything they want. Now, they may not have the money, but they can get the credit. Someone will loan them the money. And if I can just go buy anything I want, how do I really need to depend on God for that? And so for me, the less that I've had and the more that I've given, the better my relationship has been on him because I need him, and we all need him, but sometimes we miss that dependency.
And can you tell me a little bit about Day of Hope?
Yeah, so on the first weekend of every month, we go out in the community to love and serve people. And last month we went to Serenity Park. They have about 225 mobile homes, and so we partnered with Church on the Move. And so they brought volunteers, we brought volunteers, and we brought food and clothing. We allow people to go shopping thanks to City Serve, and so they got shoes and clothes and all kinds of household goods. Bridging Hunger, we go bag groceries with them, and so we bagged groceries that morning, and we took out about 300 bags of groceries. They got to knock door to door, meet people where they're at, give them some groceries, pray with them, spend time with them. We have balloon animals and all kinds of stuff, but the whole purpose of those is to throw block parties with Jupiter jumps, right? So we're getting all the neighbors to come outside and, like, let's be neighbors, let's get to know each other. And oh, Mrs. Jones, like, her porch is falling apart. Well, let's go help her rebuild that. And wouldn't you know, while you're rebuilding that, then one of the neighbors comes out and goes, oh man, I've been wanting to help, but I didn't know how. Well, then they come lend a hand. Right now, neighbors are helping neighbors. And so Day of Hope for us is really like, how do we get the community engaged? How do we get churches to leave their church, to go outside? And we very much see that with Jesus. Jesus was not in a building. He was not in a place waiting for people. His ministry was wherever he was. And so, like, we're trying to go and be present in the community, to love people, to be the real hands and feet. We're currently building 41 tiny homes for single moms fleeing domestic abuse. We got some money and a grant from OFA for that. We have some sober living houses. And so, but it is just we move all around the city. It doesn't matter where it is, but we're going to work on homes. We're going to feed people. We're going to love people, and we're going to engage. And the neat thing is, it's very family friendly. Everything we do, we want children to come, because I was that kid. I was the kid that got fed from all the street ministries and eating out of, Catholic charities and such. And now it's our turn to kind of return the favor. But children, including my own, sometimes don't realize how good they have it, right? And when you go out and you serve other people, you go, oh, wow, I have a dad, and we have plenty of food, and I don't go starving. And so I think there's always good perspective, because I think a lot of times we're eager, or maybe not eager. We often compare ourselves to what everybody has, but we seldom compare ourselves to what everybody doesn't have, right? We're always comparing the way that hurts us, but not the way that gives us gratitude. And so I think by allowing our customers and our friends, all of our friends come out and we all go volunteer together, it just helps us to be more appreciative for what we have.
And what's the best way for our listeners to kind of follow along with your journey, maybe connect, maybe donate, or even hire your company?
Yeah, so one thing, if you guys want to take this number down, it's 918-770-7793. If you text the word HOPE to that, you'll get a message back. Once a month, it's going to send you a text of where we're going in the community for Day of Hope. It'll give you the flyer, to give you the opportunity to come serve, or maybe you're someone that needs to be served. August the 15th, we're going to give away 1,000 backpacks downtown Bixby, and we're going to have groceries and food. And so if you're in need, we would love to meet you. Come out, get to know us, or if you'd love to serve, we'd love for you to be there. Our website is choose-hope.net. You can go on there and you can book calls, you can donate. So far, we haven't really received much money, because our business funds our entire nonprofit. Not to say that we wouldn't accept money, but we're not really currently been out asking for it, because again, that's the reason our business exists. And then you can follow me on Facebook. We're always posting videos of things that we're doing and where we're at, where we're going in the community. And so would love to just get to know you and spend some time with you.
Excellent. And what's one thing you really want our listeners to remember?
Oh, well, the whole reason for hope. Me and a lot of my staff, we have struggled and experienced with suicide in the past. When there is no hope, things get very dark and they get very scary. And for us, the hope is in Jesus. That is where our love comes from. That's the reason that we love people and do what we do, is because of that. And so I just want you to know that if you're struggling and you're hurting, you're lovable, you're enough, not because of what you do or what you have, just because you're enough in the way that God made you. And so I just pray that you find that peace that only He brings.
Mike, I so appreciate you joining us today, and I really wish the best moving forward for Day of Hope and Hope Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Thank you so much, Brandon. It's really nice talking with you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnptulsa.com. That's gnptulsa.com, or call 918-301-6356.